Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're still at the University of Houston. It's a beautiful morning, a little bit later in the day, still at Houston Energy and Climate Week. And I'm lucky enough to have Pamela sitting next to me. How you doing, Pamela?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
And you don't sound like you're from East Texas. Where are you from?
No, I'm from Chile, actually.
From Chile?
Yes.
Some of the best wine in the world comes from your country, right?
Yes.
And before we turned on the microphone, we weren't talking about wine, but we were talking about mining.
Yes.
And I didn't realize how big. I knew Chile was big for mining, but I didn't realize it was how big.
Yeah,
What's the number again?
It's about 30% of the GPT in Chile, yes.
Yeah, that's a huge part of the economy.
Yes.
And then you have a little company called Domolif.
Domolif,
Yeah.
yes.
And you actually help
Environment and the mining industry.
I love it. And how do you help with their environmental impact?
Well, because we try to introduce new processes that are less contaminant and more friendly for the environment. So we are replacing some of those processes in the mining.
Now, I have to ask you, I know the mining culture a little bit. They don't like anything new.
Right.
Right. So how are you able to bring in new processes?
Yeah, well, it has been a long trip since the year 2005. I think the industry in Chile has changed a lot. And they are more open to open innovation right now. And they understood that, mining was always a matter of controversy because of the environment.
Right.
But then if we want to move to green energy or a greener planet, then copper has a very important role. So a huge role. And now lithium. We get 40% of the world lithium in our place in Chile. And so we understood that if we are going to put that copper or lithium, the industry has to be sustainable as well. So the remedy cannot be worse than the problem, right?
No,
so they are working and investing a lot of money on being greener as well.
That's a wonderful thing to hear. So the mining industry, sort of like oil and gas, the people that don't know it think we're destroying the planet, but mining is vital to our modern lifestyle. Without mining, we wouldn't even be able to record this podcast.
Right. Yeah. It is. It's crucial for the new technologies. Yes.
So how did you get into helping mining become less of an impact to the planet? Like how did that all start?
Well, first we started to identify the worst problem, like the biggest problem the industry has, and that there was no solution at the time. Like, for example, dust control. Dust control, it was something that was treated with water, but we don't have water anymore. So we decided to bring into the industry a product that will help you to save water. More than 50% of the water was in use. And to eliminate not only dust, but also silica, because the silica part is about 50% of the dust problem, and it's very bad for the environment and for people.
It's very bad for people. Long-term exposure to silica causes all kinds of diseases.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, the U.S. has changed their regulation. It's going to be more strict now. So we decided to help with that, with bacteria. So bacteria can actually eliminate and make us a better way to handle silica in the dust. So
I love that. So in the process of helping clean up these operations, because you're not using water, you also have to be affecting the efficiency of the mine itself, right? So now there's more water where you need it.
Right. Like, for example, in lithium industry, it's very interesting because once you get the lithium underground, it comes with water. And the companies today, they evaporate the water so they can get the salts and then lithium out of those salts. But today we're working on reinjection. So actually we want to take the water, take the lithium and reinject the water underground. So we don't drain those lakes in the middle of a desert, right?
Yes.
So we are helping in this kind of technology to help the environment as well. And they are, because we understand how important is mining, we need to help them to bring in technologies that will be more sustainable in the process.
I love that idea. It's almost like giving plasma when you go to get blood. They take your blood, they strip out the red blood cells, and they put the plasma back into your body so you're not missing that. What a simple but great idea. But when you're driving, when you're trying to help the mining companies have a less impact to the environment, you're also kind of driving efficiencies, though. So it sounds almost like you're helping them with cost as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Another big problem with mining are the tailings. I don't know if you're familiar.
Is that the waste?
Yes. The biggest waste any company can have is the tailings. And also it retains a lot of water. So actually we are moving to zero tailings, and that's a huge challenge for the industry. So yeah, it's efficiency, but also the capability to do mine itself. I think the impact is really very high.
So we're here at Houston Energy and Climate Week. I realized that it was a little bit of a plane ride for you to get here. What would you like to accomplish this week? What would you like to accomplish this day by being here?
Well, we are branching out to the U.S. We are going to have a first production here of our...
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. So we are in the middle of, and we love Houston because we think it's very similar to the mining in Chile in the way the companies think, and also the industrial environment, the investment also, to understand the importance of sustainability as well. So we are trying to open an office here in Houston, trying to also to get around with the clients and see if we can bring some of those biotechs to Houston.
That's awesome. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in what Pamela's doing, there'll be links in the show notes, both to her company's website. And then Pamela, I'm guessing you're on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll put Pamela's LinkedIn profile in there as well. This way, audience, you can just scroll down and either click on her website or click on her LinkedIn profile. You can reach out to her directly. But I love what you're doing. Now, my last question is, everything I've heard you say today also would apply to other industries, not necessarily just mining. Yeah. So if anybody's listening and they need help, let's say with dust mediation, or let's say that they're trying to reduce their water usage, would you be willing to talk to them and see if maybe you can help them as well?
Of course, yes. Agriculture, I think it has a lot to do with this. It could be very convenient for agriculture to have some biotech as well.
Yeah, yes, for sure. All right, Pamela, so thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'm glad, before we turn the microphones on, the first thing I asked her when she said she was opening an office here is, have you been through the summer? And she said yes. So if you can make it through our summers, you're good. But I wish you much success, and thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. So audience, we will see you next time.